In Barren County into our Paul Gray Media Day. Thank you guys for joining us this Saturday morning. And Coach, let's get started. Just introduce yourself and the players that you brought in today.
I'm Warren Cunningham, the head boys basketball coach at Barren County. I brought two seniors, Aden, Nyekan, and Mason Griggs with me.
All right, and Coach, just talk a little bit about how the offseason has gone so far and just initial thoughts on the team before we get the season going.
First off, we're thankful to have so far had a pretty normal off season as far as being able to play in the summer. Very fortunate. We missed that 2 summers ago, but just being able to play over the summer, to practice a little bit, and then so far have a pretty normal preseason as far as being able to start on time. And we've got a very experienced team, which everybody's pretty aware of that. We've got a bunch of juniors and seniors. I think probably for the first time since I've been the head coach, we will play just about all juniors and seniors. Not that we won't have maybe some other guys play a little bit here and there, but for the most part, we're a very experienced team with a lot of juniors and seniors that have all played in the past. Losing a couple guys off last year's team will change some roles, but it's as a coach, you like it when you have a lot of guys returning that have played a lot of minutes. And the one thing that we don't have a lot of minutes together, this particular group, just with Aden being out last year, or at least most of last year. We've got a couple guys, you look at the minutes that he's played with, maybe guys like Aden Miller and Eli Brooks have been very, very little over the years. So just trying to get some experience with our group together has kind of been the challenge so far, and will be through the first part of the season.
I'll go ahead and get the question out of the way, Aden. I mean, you only played 4 games last season. A lot of people in the area regard you as one of the top players in the 4th region. So how excited are you to get back on the floor for this season?
I think it's been a long process through my injury, getting hurt 3rd, 4th game of the season, missing being on the court with my teammates the whole junior year. But, I'm ecstatic for it. I've worked so hard to get back from this injury, get back on the court with my boys. So, nothing really else to say. I'm just happy to be back on the court with them and spend time with them.
Does it help having played soccer already this fall to kind of know, okay, I am healthy, I'm ready for this, and maybe not that trepidation going into the year without it?
I feel soccer gave me confidence in my leg, especially after that type of serious injury. You have a lot of thoughts in the back of your head. Am I going to be the same person? Am I going to be the same player? Am I going to be able to move the same? And I feel like soccer just gave me and installed the confidence that I can still do it.
Aden, after basically watching the game from the sideline last year, what did you learn about your role coming up to this season with the team?
Mostly moving the ball, and also being a leader. Sitting on the sideline, I got to see a lot of stuff that I usually don't get to see on the court, and just patience, honestly.
For Mason, what are some of the things that you were really trying to improve on during this offseason to help you guys have pretty high expectations, I would say, for this season?
For me personally, over the off season, I really worked on shooting, but as a team, I think we've worked on ball movement a lot and just getting the ball to the rim, playing as a team.
Coach, you guys battled a lot of adversity last year, the injury and other elements. How much do you think that plays into this year, having that experienced team now? And I know you said the pieces haven't maybe all been together, but having all those players that have been through that, kind of battled that adversity and gained a lot of valuable experience going into this season this year.
I think it certainly helps, and I think we saw some guys, probably none more so than Mason, do some things that we weren't sure that we hadn't seen before. They were kind of forced into, when we lost Aden, somebody else had to score, somebody else had to rebound, somebody else had to have the ball in their hands, and I think Mason was probably the biggest guy that took a big step forward and really took on a lot of that responsibility. And he hadn't done that consistently. We had seen some glimpses of that, but just the consistency that he played with, that Tate Pointer played with, and it forced some other guys, those 2 guys probably more so than anybody else, into those roles. And now it's a matter of being able to put all those pieces together. Is Mason being able to do that with Aden, and Aden being able to do it with Mason and Tay, and bringing Aden and Eli along as far as their increase in their roles. Ryan Shirley comes back. We got several guys returning. Colton and Lane Stevens both returned that gave us valuable minutes off the bench. So now it's a matter putting all those things together, and that's kind of my job, but being able to put all those pieces together and being able to be successful with all these pieces.
You mentioned normalcy.
Go ahead.
Oh, you mentioned normalcy. I know your gym is one of the places in this region where the crowd is really a big factor. How excited are you guys to have that crowd back this year?
Very much so. You know, at times I've watched some film of our games from last year as we're during different times to get ready, and you miss that. You know, when you're watching college games now, you're thankful. We're looking forward to having our having a full gym back and having students back there in full force. And we were just talking, our middle school games have had like student sections and gone down and watched them play a little bit and had a lot of folks there. So we're excited about having that home court advantage. And you know, we have great crowds, we have a lot of students that come, a lot of fans that come, and we're excited about that.
Coach, and the players, you can answer this one too, but staying on that topic of somewhat of return to normalcy, you have the return of the holiday tournaments coming up this year, and you've really loaded up those matchups. I mean, North Laurel with Reed Shepherd, and then you got Madison Central as well, a really talented ball club, and then you're even might as well going down to Orlando, Florida as well. So how excited are you to really kind of get back to those holiday tournaments, especially the trip down to Orlando?
Looking forward to it. It's exciting. Our schedule we've always played a good schedule. This is probably overall the toughest schedule that we've played since I've been head coach, and some of that is out of necessity. We lost some games that you know, coaches decided to play some other teams, and I understand that, I get it. So some of it is out of necessity that you know, it's kind of it's one of the hard things. If the perception is that you're going to be good, a lot of times the only other people that are available to play are other good teams, and that's okay. That's a compliment in some ways. It makes your schedule tough, and we're certainly going to be tested early and often. We play, I think the first 5 games are on the road. Everybody keeps asking me why that's the case, and there was no rhyme or reason. It just worked out that way. Sometimes, especially the first week of the season, are hard to find games, and you know, we open with Warren Central, which is an extremely tough opener, and it was our turn to go there. So as far as being away early, the first 5 games it just worked out that way. But we got a tough week to start. You know, we go to Warren Central, we go to E-Town, and then we go to North Laurel. So our first home game is Madison Central. That's a top 10 team in the state, and they're, you know, got an outstanding program and really good. So it'll be a good test for us all the way through. And like you said, we go to Orlando. I think that'll be a really neat trip. Our guys, we were talking about it a few minutes ago. We just got the bracket for the tournament that we play in down there. In the past, we'd like to do those things in the summer. You know, we take a trip, you know, from time to time in the summer. We've gone to Coastal Carolina, but with COVID, we just weren't able to plan ahead far enough in order to do that during the summer. So we're going to do it during the season, and it'll be fun. Hopefully, a good experience for our team.
Is Orlando a round robin or tournament format?
No, it's an 18 tournament.
Who are you opening with?
North Fort Myers, I think, is the team that we play in the opening round.
Will you guys get some time in parks?
Yes. Yeah, they will.
Yeah. Have you guys been there before? To Disney World?
Oh, I've been to Universal before, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've been there.
Well,
Coach, I mean, when you look at this district as a whole, obviously that experience has got to be valuable because it seems like the records don't matter. These teams play each other, and then you got to feel like if you can get out of this district, you kind of know the challenge ahead in the region, but with what you have, you got to feel good about both situations.
Well, we do, but you always have to earn it, and that's the message that we try to send our guys. It doesn't, you know, we've been on both ends. We've been one of the favorites, and we've been at times where we're not. And either way, you've got to, whatever you want to accomplish, you've got to earn it. So whether it's getting out of the district, Glasgow returns a lot of their players and had a good team last year. You know, and we have such a good rivalry with Allen and Monroe, and we've learned sometimes the hard way. It doesn't matter if there's a difference there in talent. You know, those teams are going to fight. They're going to play extremely hard, and it's going to be always tough matchups. So, you know, it doesn't matter necessarily if there is a difference or a discrepancy in talent. Man, you really got to earn it. And then obviously, if you're fortunate enough to make it to the regional tournament, as you said, you know what you get there. So you're going to get you know, the Franklin Simpsons, the Clinton counties, and then the 14th district. You know, whoever survives that. So it's not easy, and I mean, it never has been. So wherever you end up, you'll